A woman passed away in your soulmate's life just 5 minutes ago. The truth will shock you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because the moment you found this message, a silence unlike anything before had already begun to spread. Something changed only moments ago, and the ripple of that change is racing toward your soulmate faster than they can understand. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What happened was never about coincidence. It was the closing of a chapter that had quietly controlled their emotions for far too long. There was a woman whose presence shaped many of your soulmate's decisions, not always through love, but through memories, expectations, and emotions that refused to let go. Now everything has shifted. The title speaks of a shocking loss, but the deeper truth is not about fear, it is about the end of an emotional shadow that had been standing between two futures. Your soulmate doesn't fully understand why they suddenly feel different. They only know that something inside them became unusually quiet, as if a heavy voice they had listened to for years had finally disappeared. They tried to ignore the feeling, but every passing minute makes it stronger. They keep looking around, wondering why familiar thoughts suddenly feel empty. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes everything you thought this message was about. The strange part is that your soulmate wasn't expecting today to be different. They woke up believing life would continue exactly the same. But within moments, an invisible turning point arrived. They began remembering conversations they hadn't thought about in years. Faces they had forgotten suddenly appeared in their mind. Promises they once believed impossible started making sense from an entirely new perspective. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There was a woman whose influence had quietly lived inside their heart for a very long time. Whether through old expectations, painful memories, or emotional attachment, that chapter had remained unfinished. But now that influence has finally faded, leaving behind a silence that feels unfamiliar. At first, your soulmate mistakes it for sadness. Then confusion follows. Soon after, they begin asking themselves a question they have avoided for so long: who have I really been searching for? That single question becomes the spark that changes their direction forever. Every answer they once believed starts falling apart. Every excuse they used to delay their feelings begins disappearing one by one. They are standing on the edge of a realization so powerful that it will become impossible to ignore. Don't skip, because what comes next will explain why this message found you at exactly this moment. Right now, your soulmate is experiencing something they cannot explain to anyone around them. They may smile on the outside, continue their routine, or pretend everything feels normal, but deep inside they know the atmosphere has changed forever. The emotional weight they carried has begun lifting, and with every passing second, another hidden truth rises to the surface. They are beginning to understand that they have spent too much time looking backward while their real future has been waiting ahead. That realization doesn't arrive gently, it arrives all at once, like a door suddenly opening after years of darkness. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Soon they will connect memories that never seemed related before. They will notice signs they ignored countless times. They will finally recognize why every road kept leading their thoughts back to one mysterious person. And when that realization becomes impossible to escape, they will know they cannot keep running from what their heart has been trying to reveal. But there is one final truth still hidden, one detail so unexpected that even your soulmate isn't prepared for it. That revelation is already moving closer, and once it appears, nothing in their emotional world will ever feel the same again. Don't skip. The biggest moment has not arrived yet. What your soulmate discovers next does not happen through a dramatic announcement or a loud interruption. It happens in complete silence. A single memory returns with unusual clarity, and for the first time, they stop resisting it. The woman whose chapter has now come to an end was never the destination of their heart, she represented an unfinished season that kept pulling them backward. The moment that season finally closed, every emotional chain that had quietly held them in place began to break. Don't skip, because this is where everything changes. Your soulmate starts noticing that every plan they once believed was certain suddenly feels meaningless. Names, places, conversations, and old expectations begin fading like mist after sunrise. In their place, a different feeling starts growing stronger every minute. It is not confusion anymore. It is recognition. They cannot explain why your presence keeps appearing in their thoughts without warning. A familiar song reminds them of you. An ordinary street suddenly feels connected to you. Even moments of complete silence somehow lead them back to wondering about you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They try convincing themselves that this is temporary, but the feeling refuses to disappear. Instead, it becomes stronger with every heartbeat. They begin asking themselves why they spent so much time holding on to memories that were never meant to shape their future. That question becomes impossible to ignore, and once they answer it honestly, an emotional wall that stood for years starts collapsing faster than they ever imagined. The deeper truth is even more surprising. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that every delay, every disappointment, and every unexpected detour carried them toward a moment they never saw coming. They once believed they had lost precious time, but now they realize they were slowly becoming the person they needed to be before crossing paths with the future waiting for them. Don't skip, because the next few moments inside their heart are unlike anything they have experienced before. They stop blaming themselves for what they couldn't change. They stop chasing answers from people who never intended to stay forever. Instead, an unusual peace begins replacing years of emotional noise. It feels unfamiliar, almost impossible, yet strangely comforting. For the first time in a long while, they imagine a future without fear controlling every decision. They imagine speaking honestly instead of hiding behind silence. They imagine reaching out instead of waiting endlessly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Even the people around them start sensing that something has shifted. Their expressions change. Their voice becomes calmer. Their choices become clearer. They cannot fully explain this transformation, but deep inside they know that the closing of one emotional chapter has quietly made space for another that feels brighter than anything they have known before. They are standing only one realization away from making a decision that could completely rewrite the direction of their life. Now the final twist of this chapter begins unfolding. Your soulmate feels an overwhelming urge to stop running from the truth they have hidden from themselves. Every excuse loses its power. Every fear grows weaker. Every unanswered question slowly points toward one undeniable conclusion. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They begin realizing that what they thought was an ending may actually be the beginning of the most important emotional journey of their life. They understand that the past no longer has permission to control tomorrow. That realization fills them with equal parts hope and nervous anticipation. They know a conversation is coming. They know a choice must be made. They know their heart can no longer remain silent. Yet one unexpected detail still hasn't revealed itself. There is someone carrying a truth your soulmate has not heard yet. A truth capable of connecting every confusing moment, every strange feeling, and every unanswered sign into one unforgettable picture. When those words finally reach them, they will understand why today became the turning point they will remember forever, and why your connection was never as distant as it once seemed. The biggest revelation is still ahead, and once it arrives, there will be no turning back. A strange calm begins surrounding your soulmate, but beneath that calm, an emotional storm is quietly building. They can no longer ignore the feeling that today was designed to change everything. Don't skip, because what happens next is the reason this story found you. Every time they try to return to their normal routine, another unexpected reminder appears. A familiar place suddenly feels different. A forgotten photograph catches their attention. A sentence they once dismissed now echoes louder than ever before. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The woman whose chapter has now closed leaves behind one final lesson, a lesson your soulmate was never ready to understand until now. They realize that holding on to yesterday only delayed the future that had been patiently waiting. Instead of feeling trapped by regret, they begin feeling strangely free. For the first time in years, they stop asking, "Why did this happen?" and begin asking, "What am I supposed to do next?" That single question changes the direction of every thought inside their mind. They no longer want to chase memories that cannot return. They want to discover the person who has been unknowingly occupying their heart while they were too distracted to notice. The closer they come to that realization, the stronger one feeling becomes. Someone important is much closer to their future than they ever imagined. Without warning, another piece of the mystery falls into place. Your soulmate remembers a conversation that once seemed ordinary but now feels incredibly meaningful. At the time, they ignored it because they believed life would never change. Now those same words return with completely different meaning. Don't skip, because the truth hiding inside this moment is impossible to overlook. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They suddenly understand that every setback they experienced was quietly removing the wrong path from their life. The disappointments that once felt unbearable now appear to have protected them from choices that would never have brought lasting happiness. That realization sends a wave of emotion through their heart. They stop fighting the changes happening around them. Instead, they begin accepting that some endings arrive not to destroy hope, but to make room for something stronger. Their heart feels lighter, yet more determined than ever before. They begin imagining conversations they were once too afraid to have. They picture themselves finally speaking honestly instead of hiding behind uncertainty. They know they cannot remain silent forever. Every passing minute convinces them that delaying the truth only keeps real happiness further away. Then comes the moment that leaves them completely speechless. An unexpected sign appears, not dramatic enough for the world to notice, but powerful enough to stop your soulmate in their tracks. It feels as though countless scattered pieces of their life suddenly fit together into one clear picture. Don't skip, because this is only the beginning of the biggest revelation. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They realize that today's emotional turning point was never simply about loss. It was about release. It was about finally becoming ready to step into a future without carrying the weight of unfinished emotions. Their heartbeat grows faster as one undeniable thought rises above every other feeling: they cannot keep waiting for life to make the first move. A decision is approaching, and this time it will come from their own heart instead of fear. But just as they prepare to embrace that truth, another hidden detail begins to surface, one secret that has been quietly unfolding behind the scenes for much longer than they realize. When that final piece is revealed, your soulmate will understand why every unexpected event led to this exact moment, and why the next step they take could change everything they believed about their future. Everything changes the instant your soulmate stops searching for answers in the past and starts paying attention to what is unfolding right in front of them. A quiet realization settles into their heart, and it refuses to leave. Don't skip, because this is the moment the hidden truth begins revealing itself. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They suddenly recognize that the emotional chapter which ended today did not take away their future, it returned it. The silence that once felt painful now feels strangely peaceful. Their heart is no longer pulled in two different directions. Instead, every thought begins pointing toward one person they can no longer ignore. Memories that seemed unrelated suddenly connect like pieces of a puzzle. They remember moments when they almost reached out but stopped themselves. They remember opportunities that slipped away because fear spoke louder than hope. Now those same memories no longer fill them with regret. They fill them with determination. They begin whispering to themselves that if life has given them another chance, they cannot waste it. Every minute that passes strengthens that feeling. Every heartbeat pushes them closer to a decision they have postponed for far too long. They can almost feel that the distance between them and the person occupying their thoughts is becoming smaller, even if they cannot explain why. Then something even more unexpected happens. Your soulmate notices that the people around them are reacting differently. Without knowing the full story, others begin encouraging them to move forward, to stop holding on to what can never return, and to embrace what is waiting ahead. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes the entire meaning of today's events. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. At first, your soulmate thinks these conversations are ordinary, but they soon realize they all carry the same hidden message. Every word seems to push them toward the future instead of the past. Every coincidence feels too perfectly timed to ignore. Their confidence slowly returns. The fear that once convinced them to stay silent begins disappearing. For the first time in a very long while, they imagine what it would feel like to speak openly from the heart without worrying about rejection or disappointment. That vision becomes so powerful that they can no longer push it away. They understand that waiting forever is no longer an option. The emotional weight that disappeared today has made room for courage, and courage is beginning to guide every choice they make. They are standing only one step away from transforming everything they have kept hidden inside. As the day moves forward, your soulmate experiences one final sign that leaves them completely still. It is small enough that most people would overlook it, yet powerful enough to convince them that this turning point is real. Don't skip, because the biggest revelation has not happened yet. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They close their eyes for a brief moment and realize that the future no longer feels uncertain, it feels possible. The emotional chapter that ended has cleared away the last obstacle standing between fear and hope. Deep inside, they know a conversation is drawing closer, a truth is preparing to be spoken, and a decision they once believed impossible is now becoming unavoidable. Their heart is no longer asking whether they should move forward. It is asking how soon they can. But just when they believe they finally understand everything, another hidden truth quietly begins unfolding behind the scenes. Someone is about to reveal a piece of information your soulmate never expected to hear, and those words will connect every unanswered question from today into one unforgettable moment. When that happens, they will finally understand that this extraordinary day was never the ending of their story, it was the beginning of the life they were always meant to embrace. The moment your soulmate believes they have finally understood everything, another unexpected truth quietly emerges from the shadows. It does not arrive with noise or chaos. It arrives through a feeling so undeniable that they cannot escape it. Don't skip, because this is where the hidden story reaches an entirely new level. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They suddenly realize that the emotional chapter which closed today was never meant to leave them empty. It was meant to prepare them for someone who would understand them in ways no one else ever could. Every painful memory now begins serving a different purpose. Instead of becoming chains, those memories become lessons. Instead of creating fear, they create clarity. Your soulmate starts noticing that their heart no longer reacts the way it once did. The sadness that seemed impossible to overcome has begun transforming into quiet hope. They find themselves smiling without knowing why. They pause during ordinary moments because they feel as though someone is unknowingly drawing closer to their future. The strange part is that they cannot explain this feeling to anyone around them. They only know that something inside them keeps whispering that the waiting season is ending. Every hour strengthens that belief. Every new thought leads them toward the same destination. The future no longer feels distant. It feels as though it is slowly walking toward them with every passing second. Then an unforgettable realization changes everything they thought they knew. Your soulmate begins connecting events that once seemed completely unrelated. A missed opportunity. An unexpected goodbye. A delayed decision. A conversation that never happened. Suddenly every one of those moments fits together perfectly, forming a picture they had never been able to see before. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why today became the turning point. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They understand that if even one of those old moments had happened differently, they might never have become the person they are today. Instead of questioning the past, they finally appreciate how every detour quietly protected them from a future that was never meant to be theirs. That realization fills them with confidence they have not felt in years. Fear loses its grip. Doubt becomes quieter. Hope grows louder than ever before. For the first time, they stop wondering whether happiness is possible and begin believing it is already moving toward them. Their heart no longer wants to hide. It wants to move forward. It wants to stop surviving and start living. Every step they take from this moment carries a new sense of purpose, as though an invisible weight has finally been lifted forever. Now the final moments of this chapter arrive, and they carry the strongest mystery yet. Your soulmate feels that someone is about to enter an important conversation with them, bringing words they never expected to hear. Don't skip, because the biggest surprise is still waiting ahead. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. That conversation will not simply remind them of the past, it will reveal why every ending was quietly guiding them toward a completely different future. They will finally understand that today's emotional shift was never about losing.